Hey brothers and sisters, I want to make this video because I've come across this for, I don't know, but I saw this recently and I've actually heard about it before, but this time I actually wanted to look up some more stuff about it. And it's actually about Revelation chapter 20, where it talks about the dead being judged, which is chapter 20 verses 11 through 14. And the verse that really made me want to look this stuff up was verse 12, where it says, "And I saw the dead, great and small, standing before the throne, and books were opened. Another book was opened, which is the book of life." And then it says, "The dead were judged according to what they had done, as recorded in the books." Did you hear that? The books. So that means that there's more than one book that the dead are judged by. We all know about the book of life, but there's more than one book. And so I wanted to look up and see like what other books there were. And this is what I came up with. And if you guys have any more insight on this, please do share in the comments. Sorry, I'm waiting for my little notes to come up. Alright, this is the coolest one. Anyway, I'm going to say them all. There is the Book of Life, which we all know about. And then there is a Book of Tears, the Book of the Living, a Book of Remembrance, and a Book of Deeds. And when I first came across that, I thought, well, maybe one of the books would like talk about all the stuff that you did, like everything that you do, it gets recorded in the books, like whether it's good or bad. And then there's, I think, a book that records every single thing that you say, whether it's good or bad, but it all gets marked down in the books. And then at judgment time, you get basically judged based on what you did as recorded in those books. But anyway, I try to look for verses that would say more about each of the books. And for the Book of Tears, I've got Psalm 56 verse 8 that says, "Thou tellest my wanderings. Put thou my tears into thy bottle. Are they not in thy book?" And I thought that was so cool. Like, our tears get put into a bottle. Like, I'm guessing that means all the tears that we've ever cried in our whole entire life. And I always like to think, whoever has that duty of putting tears in the bottle, whether it's like God himself or one of the angels, that like every time a tear drops, they like snatch it and like record it in the bottle, or they write it down in the book. Oh, she cried at this moment and that moment. Anyway, I cry a lot, especially in these times. Like, I'm just really emotional, so I feel bad kind of for whoever has to deal with that, because they're constantly marking tears, and putting them in bottles. But anyway, I'm not sure what happens with those bottles, tears, but anyway, I thought it was interesting that our tears get put into a bottle and also recorded in the book. So that's one of them. And the Book of Life, we all know, like, whether or not you can get into heaven is if you're written in the Book of Life. And then the Book of the Living, I don't really get this one, but I got the verse from Psalm 69. Psalm chapter 69, verse 26, I'm sorry. It says, "Let them be blotted out of the book of the living and not be written with the righteous." And sounds kind of like the Book of Life, but I'm guessing it's a separate book. It could just be the Book of Life. I don't know. Anyway, that was another one of them. And then the Book of Remembrance. I got the verse Malachi chapter 3, verse 16, and it says, "Then they that feared the Lord spake often one to another, and the Lord hearkened and heard it, and a book of remembrance was written before him for them that feared the Lord and that thought upon his name." So for that one, I'm not sure. I think that maybe only those specific people get put into that book, or maybe like all the believers. I don't know, but I thought that was interesting. And then the Book of Deeds. I don't have a verse on that. I don't. But I guess I can just reread the chapter 20, verse 12 in Revelation that says, "And I saw the dead, great and small, standing before the throne, and the books were opened. Another book was opened, which is the Book of Life. The dead were judged according to what they had done, as recorded in the books." Maybe the Book of Deeds it's like a combination of everything else in the other books, and it's noted in that book. But anyway, that's what I have. And then about more info on if there's a book where our words are written, I found this verse. It says, Jesus talking, Matthew chapter 12, verse 36, and it says, "But I say unto you that every idle word that men shall speak, they shall give account thereof in the day of judgment." Wow. So yeah, I was making this video just to point out that apparently there's more than one book, because we're judged by what we do as recorded in the books. What books? I guess these books. Book of Tears, a Book of Life, the Book of the Living, the Book of Remembrance, and the Book of Deeds. And obviously the Book of Life, I believe, is the most important book out of all of them. So yeah, that's what we definitely want our names to be written in. But also, I guess I was just bringing this up because it made me think more. Like, it makes you want to be more careful of the kind of things that you say, and it makes you want to be more careful of the kind of things that you do, and makes you want to like sit down and think, wait, if one day I'm going to have to answer for this, then I probably don't want to do it. So it just made me think a bit more. And I love you guys. I just wanted to share this. It's nothing really big. I just thought it was interesting, so I wanted to share it. I love you all, and God bless, and I hope to see you soon in heaven. Bye.